LeVar Jones, the 35-year-old man shot at point-blank range in this video by former South Carolina State Trooper Sean Gruber, is, according to his lawyer, walking with a cane right now as he recovers from a gunshot wound to his hip. Meanwhile, his family is speaking out for the first time since the shooting. In a statement released yesterday that reads in part, the notion of life did not exist for LeVar as he heard gunshots coming from Officer Gruber at the gas station based on no trigger or instigation except the color of his skin or perhaps his unyielding compliance. On September 4th, Jones said he was on his job driving for a medical courier company when then State Trooper Gruber stopped him in a gas station for a seatbelt violation. Gruber asked Jones for his license, then opened fire when Jones reached back into his truck to get it.
Can I see your license, please? Get out of the car! Get out of the car! Get on the ground! Get on the ground!
I just got my license. You think you're my license? I got my license right there. That's my license right there.
Put your hands behind your back. 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 Put your hands behind your back.
As we reported yesterday, a newly released version of that dashcam video shows the contemporaneous account Gruber offered a person who appears to be a supervisor that differed in some crucial ways.
Pulled him over for seatbelt violation. Before I could even get out of my car, he jumped out, stared at me, and as I jumped out of my car and identified myself as I approached him, he jumped headfirst back into his car. I started retracting back towards the rear of his vehicle, telling him, look, get out of the car, let me see your hands. He jumped out of the car. I saw something black in his hand, and I ran to the other side of the car yelling at him, and he kept coming towards me. Apparently it was his wallet.
He kept coming towards me. Gruber was fired from his job as a state trooper, charged with assault and battery, which means he's looking at 20 years in prison. Last week, he pleaded not guilty. His attorney argues the shooting was justified because the trooper feared for his life and the safety of others. Now, there's a very open question of what happens next. Joining me now is the attorney for LeVar Jones, Todd Rutherford. Mr. Rutherford, let me first ask by asking how your client's doing, how his health and state of mind is.
He's still walking with a cane, Chris, and first of all, good evening. He is obviously traumatized by the events of that evening, of that afternoon, and he continues to be traumatized because he watches it over and over again, and his family has watched it. He gets numerous phone calls of people asking him, how did you live through that? How did you survive? And he wonders himself how he did it. But for the prayers and the fact that he is a devout Christian and a devout American, I don't know how he survived either.
It's so striking to me, and one thing that's so striking to so many people is, A, how intent on compliance he clearly is from the very beginning, and then the surreal nature of the conversation that happens between your client and the man who's just shot him. I mean, your client is apologizing to the guy who has just shot him. Have you talked to him about his mindset during that entire event, how he perceived what was happening, about what that conversation was like as he laid on the ground bleeding?
Chris, I think it was as unreal to Mr. Jones as it is to everybody watching. Mr. Jones heard gunshots. He turned towards Trooper Gruber and all of a sudden saw Trooper Gruber firing at him. He raised his hands in the air, as the statement said, unyielding compliance. He raised his hands in the air to only be shot at again. He then tells the trooper, he says, why did you shoot me? Why did you shoot me? I was only trying to do what you told me to do. He then puts his hands behind his back, having done nothing other than take his seatbelt off as he entered the parking lot of a convenience store. That's all he had done, and even when given commands by that trooper, he tried to obey them at his own peril. He ended up getting shot in the hip by a trooper who was way, way out of line, who did not comply with his training, who simply was aggressive, had his gun in his hand at the stop when he got out of the patrol car, and fired those 4 shots at Mr. Jones.
What, and if anything, can you tell us about what happens afterwards? I mean, he's taken to the hospital. Is there any official contact from the State Highway Patrol or anyone else saying, are you okay? We're sorry. Is anyone following up to make sure that he's been treated effectively?
Chris, at this point, no one has apologized to Mr. Jones, especially Mr. Gruber. Mr. Gruber had his opportunity at bond court, which is his first court appearance, to apologize to Mr. Jones. That was never done. Mr. Jones was laid on the ground. He was handcuffed. He was then taken to the hospital and cuffed to a gurney. He laid there until almost midnight when he was finally uncuffed by a trooper that had remembered that he had left his handcuffs on him and went back to the hospital to take them off.
Wait a second,
That is how
wait a
Mr.
second, wait a
Mr.
second.
Jones was.
Wait a second.
Yes, sir.
Say
exactly.
that again. Say that again.
Exactly.
He was
Mr. Jones was
shot in the
handcuffed
hip
on the ground by Trooper Gruber.
and he was
That's
handcuffed
right.
till
when? He was taken to the hospital. He was handcuffed, remained handcuffed until midnight that night when a trooper came back to the hospital having remembered that he didn't have his handcuffs. He went back to the hospital and finally uncuffed Mr. Jones, and that's when Mr. Jones was free to leave the hospital. Up until then, he remained handcuffed. From the time he was shot in the hip, from having done nothing but have his seatbelt off in the parking lot of a convenience store, he remained handcuffed from the time he hit the ground till about midnight that night.
Todd Rutherford, lawyer for LeVar Jones, thank you for your time tonight.
Thank you.
That is unbelievable. All right, so how much do Americans drink? The answer may surprise you next.